When it comes to balancing a project portfolio, there is a tendency in the market to believe that the more money you add to the portfolio, the more great results you can achieve. That is not always the case. Quite often it's the opposite. The more money you put into the portfolio, the more bad ideas you have a tendency to say yes to. That's the topic I want to elaborate on today. I have been in situations where removing money from the portfolio actually led to a better portfolio. But then how do we define what better means? Better for most organizations is a matter of achieving the results that are defined as part of the strategy. So how can we make sure that we are connecting the elements within the portfolio to the strategy? Only if we can do that can we understand what projects or which ideas we should say yes to and which we should let go of. But defining that strategy is a tricky thing for some organizations, as it requires a lot of transparency and a hierarchical breakdown from high-level visions to very tangible key results. So when it comes to actually balancing the portfolio, we have multiple dimensions that we need to manage, which makes it also very complicated. We have the people dimension. Do we have enough people of the right role or skill sets to actually deliver the projects or the ideas? Do we have enough money of the right type? So that could be CapEx or OpEx. And does it support the right strategic elements or goals that we're trying to achieve? And it's all those three combined plus a timing exercise, because parts of the strategy might only be relevant for this year, or maybe you're only in a deficit of a certain role or skill within your organization in the next quarter. So you have a timing mechanism where you want to be able to move things back and forth. You have a money perspective, can we afford it or not? And then you also have the strategic direction. Are we moving things in the right direction? And it is in the last bucket, when it comes to are we doing things in the right direction, that most will learn that by actually cutting costs thrown at the portfolio level, you will learn that you are letting go of the ideas that are not supporting the strategy, or at least that are at the least supporting the strategy, and instead focusing on those that support the strategy the most. So less money, better strategic alignment. Two other aspects you have to manage as a portfolio manager that also makes it a bit more complicated is the fact that you cannot move the money you've already spent. So if a project has been executed halfway through, then you can only move the part that has not been spent yet money-wise, so the remaining cost of the remaining budget. So even if you say no to the entire investment, you'll have a sunk cost of the money you spent going down the drain. The other part, of course, is that sometimes you'll have projects that are not necessarily relevant for the strategy that you just created, but they are suddenly appearing as compliance projects where you have to comply with certain legislations, for instance in pharma, healthcare, financial sector. And then you have to squeeze in those projects, which will to some extent destroy your perfectly balanced portfolio. And to achieve all of this, you will need a strong tool or calculator to assist you, because it's very difficult to find the optimal mix of projects if doing it by hand. For too long, we have seen people struggling with the portfolio balancing in Excel spreadsheets and master spreadsheets, maybe even in some advanced BI tools. For that reason, and to help these people and roles in project portfolio management, we have released our latest product called What If. This tool allows you to do simulations as a portfolio manager on your projects or other artifacts like epics or ideas within the same view and the same portfolio bucket. The tool handles that you can exclude and include projects and see the immediate impact on your portfolio. You can rank your projects. You can also move them in terms of resources and money. And we also respect that actual hours or actual cost will remain where they were spent. So all these complexities are handled within the tool, allowing you to much faster and much more accurately come up with the right mix of projects for your portfolio.